Hare Krishna. Welcome back to Bhagavad Gita's discussion. Today we shall be discussing 10th words from the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjanachalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So the 10th verse in the first chapter goes like aparyāptaṁ tad asmākam balam bhīṣmābhirakṣitam paryāptam tam idam eteṣāṁ balam bhīmābhirakṣitam. So the translation is, our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by Grandfather Bhīṣma, whereas the strength of the Pāṇḍavas, carefully protected by Bhīma, is limited. Now, in this verse, there's a very interesting word which is used in positive and negative sense. The word paryāptam and aparyāptam. Now, this word paryāptam has many meanings, but our Vaishnava acharyas have specially taken the twofold meanings. One meaning of word paryāptam is limited, and another meaning is sufficient. Now, when you try to look at these two meanings, they are completely opposite to each other. For example, when we say limited, now Srila Prabhupada and also Baldev Vidyabhushan have taken this meaning of word paryāptam means limited. So that makes the word aparyāptam means unlimited or immeasurable. So that's what this translation says. Prabhupada translated that our strength is immeasurable because protected by Bhīṣma, whereas Pāṇḍavas' strength is limited, being protected by Bhīma. So when you take the word limited, the meaning is that the army on the side of Duryodhan has unlimited strength, whereas the Pandavas' strength is limited. So Srila Prabhupada and Baldev Vidyabhushan has taken that meaning. But Sripad Ramanujacharya of Sri Sampradaya, as well as Vishnu Chakwi Thakur and Sridhar Swami, they have taken the meaning of the word paryāptam means sufficient. So that makes the word aparyāptam means insufficient. So when we take that meaning, and it says aparyāptam, our strength is aparyāpt, means insufficient, because it's being protected by Bhīṣma. Whereas the strength of Pandavas is sufficient, being protected by Bhīma. Now, this has actually twofold purpose. Duryodhana is actually making this statement from the perspective of Dronacharya as well as from the perspective of Bhīṣma Dev. So the meaning that Srila Prabhupada has given us, or Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan also says, that our strength is sufficient, or our strength is immeasurable, whereas the strength of the Pandavas is limited, is meant to encourage Bhīṣma. Bhīṣma is thinking, I am being glorified here in this sense, that the Kaurava army is perfectly protected because of Bhīṣma. Our strength is unlimited or immeasurable. And Duryodhana always considered Bhīma as insignificant, compared to especially Bhīṣma. So, therefore, he's mentioning that, oh, Pandava's army is being protected by Bhīma, so therefore it is limited. Now, the other meaning which is given by the other Vaishnava acharyas like Ramanujacharya and Vishwanath Thakur and Sridhar Swami is meant to give warning to Dronacharya. So when it says aparyāptaṁ tad asmākam, our strength is actually aparyāpta, is insufficient, is to communicate to Dronacharya that, my dear teacher, my dear commander-in-chief, you should know that though our commander, our chief is Bhīṣma, but his loyalty is divided because he also has soft corner for the Pāṇḍavas. Therefore, we cannot rely, though he's Atirathi, he's a great general, and his strength is also, he's very powerful warrior. But because his loyalties are divided, he has soft corner for our enemies. Therefore, we are at disadvantage. Our strength is limited. Therefore, my dear teacher, Dronacharya, it's more on you. It's your responsibility to fight with much more vigor to make up for the shortcomings of Bhīṣma. Whereas the Bhīma, he is full of rage and anger towards us. He will not spare any one of us. So therefore, their strength is sufficient. So in this way, these two words, they make completely different meaning. And they serve twofold purpose: to encourage Bhīṣma and encourage Dronacharya. And also, when we take the meaning of the word paryāptam as sufficient, that also indicates that the Mother Saraswati, in one way, is inspiring Duryodhana to speak these words, that their strength is actually limited. Duryodhana is speaking these words to indicate that their strength is actually limited. Though that is being protected by Bhīṣma, their strength is limited. And the strength of Pāṇḍavas is sufficient to lead them to victory. So this is some substance of this verse, 10th verse, which is conclusion in one way of describing the armies on both the sides. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.